Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and today we have some very interesting Call of Duty news to go over. Probably the most interesting news since Activision announced that they'd be taking a year off with 2023, with Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2 being the only COD to come out for the next couple of years. So over on the official Activision website, they have posted a job listing for a social media influencer marketing position. Here is going to be the job description right here. Looks pretty normal, right? Our mission is to connect and engage the world through epic entertainment, so on and so forth. But if you scroll on down, they go on to describe the position. 2022 is a stellar opportunity for Call of Duty, with an extraordinary lineup of innovations in curated player experiences, multi-platform gameplay, subscription-based content, mobile game development, and a move to always-on community and player connectivity. We call this COD 2.0. And in the COD 2.0 era, this leader will extend the COD brand authentically in ways to engage core audiences and ignite and excite new ones. They will add cultural fuel to COD marketing overall, and they will extend and add meaning to COD creative ideas. And they go on, so on and so forth, with basically just describing the job. They don't really talk too much about this Call of Duty 2.0, but Call of Duty 2.0. Like, that's what they're talking about here. So, this is what we know so far. We know that this October/November, Modern Warfare 2, or Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2, like a sequel to Modern Warfare 2019, is going to be coming out. And then that is going to be the only main entry COD for the next couple of years. In 2023, we're apparently going to be getting some sort of free-to-play, possibly mobile Call of Duty game. And then in 2024, things will kind of go back to normal, with Treyarch releasing their next Call of Duty title. So it's not going to be, you know, a new COD this year, new COD next year, new COD year after that. It's going to be new main entry COD this year, no main entry COD next year in 2023. We might have like a mobile release or something like that. We don't know too much about it, but no main entry COD in 2023. The next COD is going to be supported for 2 straight years, and then in 2024, Treyarch's going to have their crack at another Call of Duty title. All right, we know that. We've known that for a while. It's interesting news, but that's something that we've already known. Now they're talking about Call of Duty 2.0, and the things they described here, multi-platform gameplay, we've already seen that. In fact, I wish they'd go back and update that even more. I mean, they start off with Modern Warfare 2019, then of course Cold War, then Vanguard. All those games are cross-platform, therefore you can play on the Xbox, the PlayStation, and the PC. That's fantastic. I wish they'd go back and update Call of Duty World War II, update Black Ops 4, like update a bunch of the older games, like on the Xbox One and the PS4, to have that same kind of cross-platform, because cross-platform COD is fantastic, in my own personal opinion. Subscription-based content, that is concerning, but also very interesting to me. There's definitely a lot of possibilities there. So, subscription-based content. If you look at a game like World of Warcraft, for example, that's a game that's been out since 2004, and in that time, they have charged their players $15 a month. So picture like a game like World of Warcraft to be kind of like an extra Netflix subscription, or an extra Hulu or Disney Plus, or, you know, anything, right? It's an extra subscription service, but it's for a game. And sometimes they hit the mark with that game. Sometimes the $15 a month is actually worth it, because the reason why they charge you a monthly subscription is because they use that subscription money to fund the next expansion. They use that money to pay all the people working on the game, and they use that money to constantly update the game, as compared to a game like COD, where typically they just make their money initially up front by selling the game for $60, and then hopefully making a bit of extra money via battle passes and way overpriced store bundles. Having a set subscription fee for a Call of Duty game could guarantee a lot more money, and it would also, in theory, of course I don't know this, but in theory, it would also guarantee a lot more frequent updates and a lot more content. That would be the idea behind it. And I wonder, will that actually work out in a game franchise like COD? As of right now, we don't know if, like, Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2 is going to be a subscription-based game. We don't know if they're going to do, like, a subscription-based DLC model. We have no idea. I mean, people didn't like paying for map packs back in the day, and that was $15 every few months, right? And it was not even just about the money. Like, map packs were bad because, of course, they split up the player base. They divided the player base ridiculously. Having to pay for maps in a game that came out with, like, 9 launch maps was terrible. They would just cut maps from the base game, then repackage them later to sell as DLC. There's a whole can of worms was opened when they started doing that, and I think fans, myself included, and probably most of you, I think we're all happy that paid content is gone now. I mean, you get the game at launch with whatever maps they release, and then you get all the DLC maps and all the DLC updates for free, and if you want to, you can buy the Battle Pass for some average to above average cosmetic content. Then if you really want to whale out, you can blow $20, $30 every now and then on some stuff in the shop. Like, I think most of us like this system a bit more than having to pay for content back in the day, but there is something to be said about actually getting content back in the day because we were paying for it. If you look back at the old map packs, every 2 months or so, we were guaranteed like 4 or 5 brand new multiplayer maps. Well, usually 3 or 4 new maps and then 1 or 2 remakes, and then a new zombies experience, and maybe some other stuff on top of that. There was a lot to the old map packs. They did make them better over time, for sure, in terms of how much content you got per map pack. But the idea of a subscription-based COD, where maybe you don't even pay for the game outright, maybe the game comes out for free, and then there's a subscription where maybe it's like $5 a month or something like that, so over the course of 12 months, you end up paying your $60, and then over the course of that time, you end up getting a bunch more updates. There's definitely a lot of interesting things that could happen here, but right now it's all speculation, because they call it Call of Duty 2.0. They're talking about subscription-based content. We don't know exactly what that means. They mentioned right there, right after subscription-based content, mobile game development, which kind of implies that subscription-based content is not going to be tied directly to mobile, but it's entirely possible that what we're talking about here is going to be the next COD, like the Call of Duty 2023 mobile Warzone, whatever it is it's going to be in 2023. It's possible that game is going to have subscription-based content. It's possible that Call of Duty Mobile is going to do something with subscription-based content. We don't know. But they go on talking about these curated player experiences and multi-platform gameplay. Well, that's already there. Mobile game development, that's already been there with COD Mobile. There's already rumors of 2023 being a mobile game. And the final thing here, always-on community and player connectivity. Always-on games suck. I mean, Call of Duty is an online game for most of us. I mean, some of us play offline with zombies, some of us play offline campaign, but in general, not that many people are playing like couch co-op COD and private matches anymore. It's not 2007. Call of Duty for most people is an online experience, whether it's multiplayer or Warzone. Online has kind of been the thing. And the problem with always online games is if their servers suck, you can't play the game that you bought, right? I mean, right now we're having that exact same problem with Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which is a fantastic Borderlands game. This is not a full review or anything, but so far, just a quick side tangent, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, I would say, is probably, as far as as I am, I'm like 15 or so hours in. I'd say it's my second favorite Borderlands ever, behind Borderlands 2. I would rank it higher than Borderlands 1, Borderlands 3, and the pre-sequel. The game is actually super, super good, but if you've been playing the game, then you know, especially playing with other people, that the shift servers have been really sucky at launch. They've been really bad. Like, you just cannot connect to them, and as a result, you have to play like single player in your own game as compared to being able to play online with your friends. That's a pain in the ass, and that's a massive problem with always-on connectivity and always-on stuff like that. So when they say that they're going to be moving to an always-on community and player connectivity system for Call of Duty 2.0 in this new era, they literally called it an era, I have to wonder, like, what is going to happen with that? I mean, subscription-based content, always-on Call of Duty, mobile game development, I mean, there's a lot here. There's definitely a lot to unpack, and honestly, it's just one paragraph. I could read super far into this, but at the same time, we don't have a whole lot of information. We just know that they're looking for new community managers, and that's fine. I mean, we need more community managers, and actually, it's kind of cool. I was just scrolling through this, and they're going through, like, all different things that you must actually have as a requirement to be hired for this position. And one really interesting one here is you must have the ability to defend decisions with critical insight, data, and trend analysis, which is something that they don't really do that much in COD anymore. I remember Michael Condrey would do that back in Call of Duty World War II. I mean, the bar, for example, I've always brought this up, but the bar, when Call of Duty World War II came out, was way overpowered. It was way too good. And we had people like Drifter and Exclusive Ace and all the people that were like, okay, statistically, this is like the best gun in the game because it's an assault rifle that has a time to kill up close that beats every submachine gun in the game. So it was a rifle that has all the benefits of being an assault rifle, like at range and medium and long range and stuff, but also up close, it was so good that its time to kill was faster than any submachine gun in the game. And we looked at these stats, we saw how everyone was using it, we're like, okay, this definitely needs nerfed. But then Michael Condrey was coming out trying to defend the bar, saying that according to their internal data, because they can see like the overall stats of the gun across the entire player base and stuff, they're like, overall, it's not really that high performing of a weapon. To which we responded, well, of course it's the best gun in the game, but because it's the best gun in the game, that means means it's being used by Scumpy, and it's also being used by Billy Goat 57, right? And everyone in between. There's obviously a lot more good players than there are bad players, so those bad players all using the good gun is going to take the overall stats of the gun and lower it down, probably more so than the good players can increase the stats with that gun, right? So if you see it performing a little bit below average, it's probably because so many people are using it, right? If everyone's using the exact same gun, and there's way more bad players than good players, then typically the gun stats should go down, in theory. Of course, I don't have access to this information, but at least Michael Condrey was defending his point. He was defending his position. Eventually, they did nerf the bar. Eventually, they did listen to reason, but that's an example of what I'm talking about here, the ability to defend decisions with critical insight, data, and trend analysis, whereas nowadays, community managers, we don't even really have like a proper face of COD anymore. You look at Sledgehammer Games, back in the day, it was Michael Condrey, and to a lesser extent, Glenn Schofield. Before that, we had Robert Bowling, or 402 for Infinity Ward. We had David Vonderhaar for Treyarch. We had, before that, back in World at War, we had JD 2020 for World at War for Treyarch, and we don't have that anymore. We don't have that face. We don't have these people who are like actually discussing the games and talking about decisions when they release an update or there's a problem in the game. We don't have like this person talking about it. We just get nothing from this like silent, like soulless brand picture of Sledgehammer Games or Activision on Twitter. That's all we have anymore. So, I mean, this could be good. This could be potentially very good. It could also potentially be very bad, but at the very least, I think we can all agree on this as well. Something is happening. Something is happening with COD, and that's good. I think we definitely need to shake things up here, because what we've seen so far with Modern Warfare 2019, Black Ops Cold War, and Call of Duty Vanguard is not exactly it, to say the least, for a lot of people, and they're going to be shaking things up, and I'm very interested to see how this is going to play out. I'm also very interested to see how they're going to be changing the Call of Duty formula going forward. We call this COD 2.0, and in the COD 2.0 era, that's interesting, right? I literally just reread the quote there. So we'll have to wait and see how things are going to play out, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully this is not just them hyping themselves up too much and not really actually delivering on things. This, of course, was not like an official publication. They're not like, hey, we're making this a big announcement that we're doing Call of Duty 2.0 or anything. The only mention of this so far is in this job description for a influencer manager for the Call of Duty franchise. So I guess we'll have to wait and see how things are going to play out. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Leave your thoughts and feedback on Call of Duty 2.0 down there in the comment section below, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.